All right, so we're back here once again on Couch Coach Live. We're back from a somewhat a semi-bad week, so we're here. Got a special edition of Couch Coach Live tonight. It pretty much going to be an all basketball show where we'll be previewing the NBA season. Although the NBA season has just tipped off about half an hour ago, but we're here. So we definitely got to bring in our special guest to build. What's going on, JP?
What's up, Couch Coach? What's up, Maul? Man, I'm glad to be here again on this podcast. I'm excited.
Yeah, man. Once again, you know how we get down. What's going on, Mel?
He's looking really old. I'm sorry right now. He's just looking. I'm good. I'm good.
Man,
I'm
38 though.
Yeah, he's looking really yeah. I'm gonna let it go. I'm happy to be on the show. I'm happy JP on the show. Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach. Before we get started, man, I seen you had made some moves and took a little vacation and did some big things. What happened?
Yeah. Oh, it was a work thing. I went to the ATN Media Day in Brooklyn last week.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Tell me about it, man. Tell me about it, man.
Oh, it was good. It was good. Good to see. Obviously, the brass from VCU. Obviously, and Coach Rhodes. I know I'm Coach Rhodes. Lord have mercy. Coach Odom. Coach Odom, Zeb. Some of the guys from VCU as far as from the staff level, and seeing Chris Mooney, University of Richmond head coach, and it was just good. And talked to other coaches. I know talked to Travis Ford from St. Louis. Talked to Tony Skinn, the new head coach at George Mason. Talked to a few players and coaches. I mean, it was fun. It was a great opportunity. Definitely huge shout out to the folks at the A10 for accepting my, not accepting, but more so of the fact of approving my request to cover it. So definitely huge shout out to them. Just looking forward to covering VCU basketball for the second year. Rookie year is over. So happy about that. And we get that started on Saturday. So we kind of started last 2 weeks ago. We had the black and gold scrimmage. So I was there 2 weeks ago, but I'll be there Saturday covering their preseason game. So yeah, man. So yeah, no, not a rookie no more. So now it's my, my second year there, and I gotta do my thing. Yeah,
we can ask some questions about you and how you were doing, and about the show and everything. And I was like, man, I said, my piece, but I was like, he doing it. I said he saw the GOAT at NASCAR. He's doing Richmond Kickers. I said University of Richmond. He holding it down.
Killing it.
Scratching shoulders, networking, and doing what he do. Living his dream.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and just continue doing it, and some opportunities might come down the horizon. So we just just doing that, and also covering the women's as well. So I'll be doing that in a couple of days from now. So I'll be there at their media day on Thursday, and and then also covering the women's game as well. So that's when covering VCU women. So yeah, definitely excited. Yeah, it's definitely a good time of the year, and it'll be a little bit busy, but hey, it's fun. That's one thing about it. As long as you keep busy, but you're enjoying it. So yeah,
Amen.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So we're gonna do a preview the NBA season. So we'll talk about our hot takes, players that we're looking forward to watching, award prediction, who's gonna make the playoffs, who's gonna win the NBA championships. What we're gonna do? We're gonna keep that intro. And the intro was created by our guest over here in the middle. I got JP, so we're gonna click. We'll get that intro going, and we'll be right back here on Couch Coach Live to continue our NBA preview. Also, too, shout out to JP on the intro. Then shout out to our boy Big Kirko last night.
Yeah.
Big Kirko.
Right.
Yes.
We've been looking for him. We've been looking for Kirk.
On
Yes,
a
he went
Monday
off.
night, got it done.
Right.
He got it done on a Monday
Finally.
night. Finally. I wish he would have did that. Wish he would have did that in Washington, but hey, I digress.
Yeah.
But shout out to Big Kirko. Shout out to Big Kirko. So,
Yes.
2023-2024 NBA season preview is powered by SeatGeek. Head over to SeatGeek. Use the promo code CouchCoach. Get $20 off your first purchase using my promo code CouchCoach. So this NBA games coming down the turnpike. Hey, man, your first time signing up with SeatGeek, I got you, man. I'm giving you $20 off. Use that promo code CouchCoach. And we here. So, fellas, we got to talk about the NBA. And like I said, we kind of talked about it a little earlier as far as the NBA season just started, but hey, we can still do a preview, because, it is what it is. So, fellas, I'm going to go around the horn. I'm going to go with you first, JP. What is your NBA hot take?
I don't really have much hot takes, though, but I was thinking of
good.
one all day long. So I would say my hot take would be Anthony Davis will play more than 65 games.
Oh, he'll be eligible for an award, huh? Okay.
I just want to see AD healthy and be able to do what he does, because with him being out, Lakers, are troubling with LeBron trying to be the guy trying to take over, but with AD being the number one guy and with him being out, it's going to be really tough though with the Lakers. But if he stays healthy, he looks lean tonight when we seen him. So hopefully he can stay healthy, and we'll see Anthony Davis get into a possible award that we'll talk about later.
Oh, I like that. What you got, Maui?
I have so many, but I'm a freestyle. Will this tournament be as important? I believe this tournament is going to be just as important as the play-in tournament. I think everything's about the regular season. Last year we had two teams that actually was low in the play-in tournament that actually made it to the Eastern and Western Conference Finals. And so with this tournament, I found out today is that they can't load management. Your stars have to play. So I think that is going to be extremely intense because they're just getting used to the point where, man, we can't be lackadaisical, or we need around the trade deadline. We need to pick up the right pieces so we can make a late run. So I wanted to say that with that, I have a lot of questions pertaining to that take. First off, who's going to be the new Sacramento Kings? Is it going to be OKC? Is it going to be this new Grizzlies team? Is it going to be Houston? Is it going to be these teams? The Western Conference is so loaded. Like when I literally sat down and wrote it down, I said, "Oh my God! Of course you're gonna say the Clippers. Of course you're gonna say the Lakers. Do the Lakers have enough?" As we watch now, we questioning that right now. Is the Nuggets really as good and like we think they are? Just playing straight up basketball, moving the ball, blah blah blah. Let me see who else. Is San Antonio gonna make the playoffs with Wemby? For me, they also trying to get these TV deals out the way, and this guy in the preseason has been showing out. So to me, I would think they would want to figure out a way. Not saying they're going to cheat or anything, but get him in there so they can see, is Zion going to play 50 games? I believe he's going to play 50 games. And when Zion play with the Pelicans, they actually a top 5 team.
Yeah.
The Timberwolves. It's just going to be a very, very great season. I'm interested about this tournament, though.
Yeah, and I think my biggest hot take, and I'm going to allude to kind of what I'm going to say throughout the night. I think this Oklahoma City Thunder team is probably going to give Denver probably one of its toughest runs on their way to a second consecutive NBA title. And I think, obviously, if you see the seedings, how I'll have it, I don't necessarily think that Thunder go to the Western Conference Finals, but I can see them forcing a Game 7 against this Denver Nuggets team. So I definitely think the OKC Thunder is going to give them a run for their money. Because like you said, as far as to your point where he says who's the Sacramento Kings for me is Oklahoma City Thunder.
There you go. That's exactly what I was saying. It's a lot of those teams, though. It's a lot.
Yeah, for sure. So this one I want is very interesting, and this is not necessarily as far as just some guys that you're looking forward to seeing. It don't necessarily have to be all-star caliber. It can be guys from your respective teams, or just anything. It doesn't have to be like the cliche, like, oh, I want to see Kevin Durant, or I want to see the top players, or what have you. So I'll put you first, JP. Who are your player or players that you're looking forward to seeing?
Well, I mean, obviously, I'm a Boston Celtics fan. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
see the
Yeah.
Boston Celtics to play. But I'm gonna go ahead and go off the Boston Celtics. Two people I'm really interested in seeing are both rookies, actually. One, obviously, everybody wants to see Victor Wembanyama with the expectations. He had a really good preseason. A guy that has so much potential. A guy that could block. That has range and could dribble and could do a lot of different things. And he's going to be really fun to watch with the Spurs because if you get the NBA League Pass and watch the Spurs, man, I will watch it with Victor Wembanyama playing. If he wasn't on the Spurs, I wouldn't be watching the Spurs, even though that they're a good young team. But with him there, it's like, okay, I got to see what he's going to do. And second, I would say Scoot Henderson for Portland. I feel like he's going to be really, really good. And then he's leading a Portland franchise and got some veterans around him, like a Malcolm Brogdon, and then that young team with Shaden Sharp and Robert Williams, and then DeAndre Ayton going there too as well, and Alfred Simons, who's a really good scorer. So Portland is going to be really good. They're going to be well, not really good, but like they're going to be a fun team to watch. And like you said earlier, the West is so loaded with so much talent and so many different talented teams. Like, man, that play-in tournament probably gonna be up for grabs pretty much. So
it's gonna be great, man. like I'm sitting, I remember last year, and especially being a Laker fan, I was like, whew, oh my god. Please, you know what I mean?
So JP, so if it wasn't for Wemby, you wouldn't want to see Cedi Osman in the San Antonio Spurs. Jeremy Sochan.
Jeremy Sohan is pretty good. I actually like him. The guy that I'm really interested to watch too, though, from the Spurs, other than Wembanyama, is Vassell. Vassell's really good.
Yes,
he is really good. And I talked to one of his trainers too that trained Devin Vassell. Like, he'd be hopping on spaces. He'd be telling me about the potential of Devin Vassell, that he's going to be really good. You can see that like last year, and then he got his contract too as well. Shout out to him. He's going to be really good. Him and Wemby with that combination together, I've seen a little bit in the preseason with them. Man, they're going to be good. They're going to be good together.
Yeah, Mal, who's your players or players to watch? You got
definitely Wemby. I mean, I think we all, being loving basketball, loving hoops, want to see him because he's extremely unique. But I pulled kind of like a rabbit out of the rabbit hole that's a little different. I want to see Jordan Poole because he's free now.
Yes.
Now, the thing of it is even though I'm saying Jordan Poole, I really want to see Kyle Kuzma because I think if Kyle Kuzma focus, he is probably one of the most underrated players, especially him being 6'9", be able to dribble the ball, shoot the three. If he just take time, I'm not saying he don't have a great work ethic, but especially them being in the East, if they figure out a way to play together and be dominant, both of them two dominant some type of way, because honestly, Kuzma played 35 minutes last year, and he was averaging 21 points, seven rebounds, 3 assists. Poole averaged 20 in 30 minutes. He averaged 20 points. So now that these boys are free, man, it could be a problem. And I think if they could figure out a way to work together, get the team to set up around them, man, I'm really excited to see how they're going to do it. Or they just going to throw it in the air. They're going to do what they do and mess around, be the Hornets.
Yeah. And he was one of my ones as to look as well, Jordan Poole. And I think probably obvious because he's in our backyard. So he's somebody I'm probably gonna see probably at least about 3 or 4 times a week. I probably see him probably more than I probably would see the Bulls or the Clippers. So I look at that and then another guy I really like. I think he arguably one of my best young players in this league is Mikal Bridges. Especially, I think I cannot wait to see him do his thing. I think he's on the cusp of becoming an all-star in this league, especially in the Eastern Conference. So I definitely like those two guys. I'm really, really looking forward to seeing, and with this is concerned. So we gotta talk about some awards. So we gotta definitely talk about some slew of NBA awards that we're gonna have, and these will be kind of fun to look back and be like, man, oh, we got this wrong, we got this right. JP, who's your MVP?
So let me just go ahead and say this before going into the awards. It depends on how many games now, because you got to play more than 65 games to be able to be in an all NBA team or awards and stuff. So I'm just going to get that out the way. So my MVP, it's really tough. It is really tough because you got 3 guys that has potential to get the MVP, and Giannis, Nikola Jokic. A lot of people saying Jokic might get it again. Might get it. Jason Tatum. I'm going to go ahead and go with Jason Tatum. I feel like Jason Tatum. We seen last season at the beginning that he was on his way to winning that MVP. Even though Jokic had just phenomenal numbers, but he was second behind Jokic until ESPN and all them tried to pull Embiid, and Embiid ended up winning it. So I think Jason Tatum. I think this year, like that Boston team is going to be really good, and they ain't going to be as good if Jason Tatum ain't producing. I feel like he's going to be consistent. He's going to have it a lot easier with Porzingis and Drew Holiday right there with him, and Jaylen Brown staying too as well. So I think it's the year of Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics.
What you got, Mal?
I don't think it's the year for the Celtics, but I'm definitely going to go ahead and give it to Jason Tatum. I think Jason Tatum is trying to not protest, but he's trying to put himself out there saying, hey, I want to be that type of player. I want to be. He was the one of the boringest All-Star games I've ever seen in my life. He won that last year. You know what I mean? And and I think this year that he's really putting himself out there that it's his time. It's his time to win. You can always kind of tell too. Y'all remember when Harden and Westbrook was pushing for it? You know what I mean? I think it's Jason Tatum's time.
Yeah. Wow, and it's something we all agreeing with Jason Tatum. And I think mine's more so based on I think what the Celtics are going to do this year. And I think, like I always say, the team, the best player on the probably arguably the best record in basketball. And it might be second to maybe Denver, but I definitely think that's kind of where I lean towards. And this is essentially like a contract year for him as well, too. So this is going to be one of those where if you back up a $300 million, you better back up another $300 million. So it's kind of one of those where I think he's going to have a good year, like you said, and he's going to kind of set the tone, for this Boston Celtics team for sure. Rookie of the year. Who you got, JP?
Well, I mean, obviously, everybody's probably going to say Victor Wembanyama and stuff. But I'm going to give a shout out to Chet Holmgren, who is going to probably be battling it out, and then Scoot Henderson too as well. But I think if Victor stays up there, I think there's no answer for the rookie of the year other than Victor Wembanyama, just because of his unique skill set and what he brings to the table. I feel like that San Antonio Spurs team is going to be competitive with Victor playing, because we don't know what Popovich is going to do. Popovich might put him in the 3-4-5, and he's able to, like I said earlier, could dribble. He reminds me a little bit of Kevin Durant, just the way he be dribbling and stepping back and hitting the shots, and then he could block shots. He gave so much effort in the preseason playing both sides of the ball, and his length just makes up. You see what he did against Golden State, blocking Klay Thompson's shot. I was like, who blocks Klay Thompson's shot? Wiggins trying to go over and just started blocking it. I mean, Victor, and then running the fast break. Victor, it's kind of hard to argue Victor being rookie of the year. So,
and it's scary because I think he just low key figured it out. That's what's scary. And like, he blocking shots in the perimeter. I was like, oh my god, like
Yes.
Christmas, cancel Christmas. Like,
Right.
oh my
Mm-hmm.
god.
Mm-hmm.
What you got, Mal? Who's your rookie of the
I'm
year?
gonna keep it short, man. I'm gonna give it to Wimby.
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know, lock this
I know.
monster. You know what I mean?
I know it's almost to a point where this is almost a shoe in. But I do want to give honorable mention like to Chad Holmgren because I definitely think he's gonna be great. I think he's gonna be
Yes.
good. But like Wemby, and like I said, I think he'll be obviously because I have the Thunder like kind of slotted in like one of I put it this way, they're a playoff team, not a playing team
Yeah.
in my prediction. So I think he'll be a big help with that. And yeah, but Wemby. Because we always said the biggest thing is once he figure it out, I'm like, dude, I think he figured it out. Because I know in the summer league, he kind of was like, all right, he a little, he won't go in hard. But now in his preseason, I'm like, ooh,
Well, yeah.
this is spooky. And
Mm-hmm.
that was preseason.
Yes.
So I'm like, oh boy. Yeah, he about to figure this thing on out and about to dominate this league straight up.
Man,
Yeah.
you can't say nothing.
And
You really can't say nothing.
And the beautiful thing about that,
Yeah.
if you just really pay attention to the last mainly 6 years, I mean, Giannis, Embiid, Wemby, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of big men, that's out there now that's dominating, and it kind of
Yeah,
makes you look
exactly.
at the future of the league. Like, okay, I see where y'all
Mm-hmm.
going now. You know what I mean?
Evolution.
Exactly.
It's the
There's two.
evolution.
There's two things. There's one more thing I want to say. So, Holmgren has a good chance because
Right.
the last the last book of the year that broke whatever that was out for a year and then they came back in the second year, even though as the first year, they go in and win Rookie of the Year and Ben Simmons and Blake Griffin. So Chet got a good chance, but
Right.
I don't think so this year. So
Yeah.
Yeah, man,
I
you
think
never know.
I think if Wemby missed 17 or more games, then yeah, it's going to Chet. But I think if he playing more than 65, oh, he getting that. That's gonna be a given. So,
mhm.
our defensive player of the year, who you got, JP?
um I'm gonna go with a sleeper that a lot of people don't really talk about him and stuff. They mentioned him a little bit last year. It depends on how well the team is going to be. I'm gonna say Evan Mobley. I feel like Evan Mobley
Yeah.
is going to be he's improving so much in that Cleveland team with him and Jared Allen. That's just the length itself. But Evan Mobley is just blocking shots, just really smart defensively. Yeah, you could say like a Brook Lopez or a Giannis or a Jaren
Mhm.
Jackson Jr. and stuff, but I think it's Evans' year, and if that Cleveland team gets a lot better and they got pieces around them and stuff, and then if Evan just improves his game this year and worked on whatever he needed to this summer, I think Evan Mobley is winning Defensive Player of the Year. And also want to give a shout out. Possibly, I could see Nicholas Claxton, but we just have to wait and see what Brooklyn's going to do this year. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Who you got, Maui?
Hmm. He's done got paid. He's got a new coach,
is
and
it? Yep.
it's a highly respected coach too. I'm giving it to Dylan Brooks. I think
Mm.
I think I'm giving it to Dylan Brooks, and I think everybody forgetting you got probably a proven coach that turned that Celtics team around, and you was like, wow, they about to really really go places. Then of course we know about all
Yeah.
the drama. So you don't think that them dudes down there in Houston ain't got something to prove? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going Dylan Brooks.
Yeah. Yeah, and what's so crazy? And it's funny. I said same thing, JP. Evan Mobley. I think because he finished third last year in defensive player of the year voting. I think they say he's like one of the youngest guys to be on NBA defensive first team. God, I
Mhm.
think like join like Tim Duncan. I mean, it was like a list of like Hall of Fame guys. And then you said, him having 119 blocks last season, a little bit less than 1.5 blocks per game. He's gonna be a menace, like you said, especially for this Cleveland team. And I definitely think this Cleveland team is going to get a lot better because they even admit to themselves that, hey, the lights were a little bit too bright for us last year. They're inexperienced, but I think they can, kind of turn that around this year for sure. So we got the sixth man. Who was your sixth man of the year, JP? What you got?
It's tough because Bobby Portis, Emmanuel quickly, those guys you'd be thinking about as six men of the year. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Malik Monk because Malik Monk in Sacramento, like he could score that basketball. He just gives so much energy. He gives so much life to the bench of Sacramento. And Sacramento is still going to be a really good team this year offensively, like scoring 100 something points a game, just the fast breaks and just being able to shoot the ball. And you have Fox and Sabonis and all of them, and Keenan Murray. But Malik Monk, man, when he comes in, man, he's just instantly just thinking about scoring and just giving it 100%. So I think it's Malik Monk's year to get that six man of the year.
For sure. What you got, Maui? What you got?
I'm agreeing with JP. I put Malik Monk too. He could start anywhere. He got his money, and he's playing his role. And I think what's funny. I think when they started him in the playoffs, I think it was something. He didn't play as well as I thought he should. I think he likes coming off the bench. And it's when you think of a six man, you think of Malik Monk right now, like because he really, really stands out. He could be starting. That's really all I can say. So I'm going Malik Monk.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Emmanuel quickly. I think he's gonna be someone. I think, especially with his age, and I think how this Knicks team is gonna be. He's gonna be kind of that driving force off that bench for that Knicks team. So I definitely think he's gonna give them opportunity, especially in that second lineup, especially with Tibbs and that defense and. He's gonna definitely give them some scoring punch that they're gonna need because sometimes they're gonna have some points where they're gonna kind of lack some of that scoring punch. I think he could definitely be one of those ones that can kind of light up quickly in a hurry. So that's what I have as the sixth man. So who you got is the most improved? What you got, JP?
There's three people I'm really thinking about. I know John Morant won it a couple years ago. He gave it to Desmond Bain as most improved. I would say Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges, he is probably going to be most improved because he's going to make the All-Star team this year. And you just seen just the explosion he had in Brooklyn, and now he's going to be the number one option, and he has it all season. So Mikal Bridges being able to score the basketball, play defense too as well. He's just so good. He's just so good, and you just didn't expect him to do it in Phoenix, and then just him in Brooklyn just being free. I mean, Mikal Bridges is probably going to win it. Like I said, you got to play 65 games.
I know.
So I'm gonna say Mikal Bridges for it.
Yeah. Who you got, Maui?
You got to play 65 games. I'm giving it to Zion.
Now that should have been your hot take.
That's a hot take.
No, hold on. Let me tell you what.
That's a 5 alarm fire.
I got
That's a hot take.
I think out of everybody we talking, you got to say Zion because we've been waiting. You know what I'm saying? We sitting there like, okay, player, okay. So I believe in out of every. He got kids now, but out of everything that has been going on, and then when he went on the podcast, they didn't even know he was gonna be on there, and he just looked like, and it just looked like somebody might have said, man, you just need to focus on playing basketball. It's really all you got to do. All that other stuff, you need to focus on, because if you don't have this, like I think Rich Paul just said this. He said, man, if they just get focused on the game, he said, you can mess around and make almost a half a billion dollars in your career if you just focus on and put everything into playing basketball. You know what I mean? And I think with everything going on with the Colorado Buffaloes and hearing Dion talk, I think people starting to understand, man, I need to put in the work to focus on this, because if you don't have this, you ain't gonna have nothing else. And truth be told, no offense, I know we gotta move on, Coach, But if you pay attention since the time he was in college, they have been kind of taking care of him. He sold all. Remember that Duke game I keep bringing up all the time against North Carolina? They spent
Oh, the shoes exploded. Yeah.
and his shoes exploded. It's always been something, and it's like now he got to grow up, man. It's on you.
Yeah, man. Oof. So I think and it's funny, JP. You talked about as far as when John Morant won it, Desmond Bain.
Mm-hmm.
I think Zaire Williams. I think he has a legitimate shot of becoming
Ooh.
most improved. I think
Mm-hmm.
you consider the fact last year on average 5.7 points per game last year. So I definitely think he's gonna, potentially do his thing. But I think he's one of those ones where I think he can really emerge. And I think if Memphis can kind of, in essence, kind of stay afloat in these next 25 games or so, I think he'll be an integral part of it. Not saying he's going to be the number one option or whatever, but I think they'll need a decent contribution. I can see him potentially being like a 15. I think he can increase his points per game as maybe about 10 or so. I think he has that potential. So I definitely look at Zaire Williams as the most improved. And then round out our awards, the coach of the year, who you got, JP?
So, I mean, you can argue Joe Mazzulla. You can argue the Oklahoma City Thunder coach. I can't really pronounce his last name, but you know, and there's another coach too as well that has come back into the coaching game. That is potentially might get that coach of the year is Frank Vogel. Just that Phoenix Suns team is going to be really good offensively with Devin Booker, Bradley Beal if he stays healthy, Kevin Durant, and then they got some nice pieces around that Phoenix Suns team. And they're not great defensively, but Frank Vogel's a defensive-minded coach, and he can think of defensive schemes to be able to help the Phoenix Suns to be competitive and be able to be a playoff team that they can get further down the playoffs. So I would say Frank Vogel probably get coach of the year, but I wouldn't be mad if you see Joe Mazzulla or the Thunder coach getting it.
Yeah. All right. Who you got, Mal? Who's your coach of the year?
I'm going Frank Vogel. I'm gonna say that Houston. It could easily be the Houston's coach too, but I'm going Frank Vogel, man. I'm going Frank Vogel because, like I said, when he coached the Lakers, when he had that Pacer team, they didn't really have a bunch of stars, but they still was able to make a good run. Orlando was bad, but when I watched him coach, he coached defense more than anything, and he was just talking about spacing, like all you got to do is step right here, and this person is going to have to do this and have to do that. And I think that's going to help. And then he plays big. To be a small guy, he plays big. And they're going to be dangerous. They really are going to be dangerous. And I think they're going to be a top defensive team. Everybody's like, well, they didn't play defense and blah, blah, blah. Well, when he coached the Lakers, they was a top 3 defensive team. I ain't never heard LeBron James. So they compare, say, "Oh man, he's in a number 1 defensive team." I've never heard that before, and they was probably one of the most dominant teams that year, and won the chip in the bubble. So I'm actually going Frank Vogel, and then he got something to prove, and it's a lot of things behind him too. He got a new owner, new things behind him. So yeah, I'm going Frank Vogel.
All right, I'm gonna go with the young guy. I'm gonna go with Mark Daigneault.
There you go.
I think it's like that. I think. Okay, so yeah. And I think just because just the continued success of this OKC Thunder team, I do want honorable mentions probably Joe Mazzulla. I think because I think the Celtics will probably be a 60-win ball club. So I think even with that should warrant, but it's kind of one of those things where it's like, is it expected? It's kind of weird like how these awards are based, because I'm not saying like the Celtics should automatically be shooting in for 60 wins, which still is an impressive feat. Mm-hmm. But people are going to take stock in that, especially in the second year, of him being his head coach. I think which I was second last year, second or third.
Joe Mazzulla, he was second, he was second, third last year.
Yeah. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like it's expectation, and even there's a heightened expectation of OKC as well. I still think they're going to be one of those teams that I think will be a playoff team, not a play-in team. So I definitely think it's going to go to Mark Daigneault. I guess it's I try, So yeah. So we're gonna name our 6 playoff teams. So these could be the teams that essentially are gonna have a week off, pretty much a week bye before they start the playoffs. So we'll do the East first. Who is your top 6 teams? Top 6 in the Eastern Conference. What you got, JP? Going from 1 to 6.
Well, I didn't even rank them right here, but I can just
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just do it in no order because I don't really know. I would say the Boston Celtics and Milwaukee Bucks is gonna be top two. So one of them is gonna be 1 or 2. So the Cavaliers, they're gonna be good. The New York Knicks. I still have the 76ers, even though they're a mess right now. But I still think the 76ers is going to be a playoff team with Joel Embiid right there being there and Tobias Harris. And then my last one, oh man, it's going to be tough to think. I might just go ahead and just say, I'm going to go ahead and give it to the Miami Heat. I had the Brooklyn Nets, but you can't really count out the Miami Heat
Yeah.
because yeah, even though they lost a lot of pieces, like Gabe Vincent and Max Strus, they still got Tyler Hero if he stays healthy. They still got Jimmy Butler. They still got Bama. They still got a core group down in Miami. Kyle Lowry. They're still good defensively. So I think the Miami Heat will probably going to end up getting that 6th seed, and they're probably going to make moves before the trade deadline so that they can be a playoff team.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Mal, what's your top 6 in the East?
So basically, we got the same list except for number 6. I got the Celtics at number 1, the Milwaukee Bucks at number 2. I got the Cleveland Cavaliers at number 3. I got the New York Knicks at number 4. I got the Philadelphia 76ers number 5. But I got the Atlanta Hawks at number 6. I was being nice to the Heat because they had a bad offseason. You know what I mean? So I gave them number 7. I got. I'm sorry. We went to 6. I'm
Yeah, we're
sorry.
good. Yeah, we're good. 6. Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. So I got Celtics number 1. I got the Bucks at number 2.
Right.
I got the Sixers at 3. I got the Cavs at 4. Surprisingly, I got the Miami Heat at 5, and then I got the Knicks at 6.
Okay.
So it kind of can flip flop. Like you said, JP. I don't think necessarily the Miami Heat is done. I don't think
Right.
Pat Riley is going to be done. It's going to be some kind of moves being made, some in season moves. So shifting the focus to the Western Conference. Whew. Who's your 6 in the Western Conference? Man, there's so many teams that so many teams that I left off. I'm like, oh my god, I forgot this team.
Yeah, I forgot this team and stuff.
Oh
So
gosh, yeah.
if all stays healthy, I'm just gonna say if all stays healthy, and I didn't rank them, the Denver Nuggets, the reigning defending champions. You still got Jokic and Murray, and you still got a really good starting 5. The bench is suspect, but you still got a really good starting 5, and Jokic is probably the best player in the game. And Jamal Murray is going to ascend to all-star team, hopefully. The Los Angeles Lakers, I feel like they had a really good offseason. They got pieces. They added more pieces than what they had and stuff since the trade deadline last season. Added Gabe Vincent, added Cam Weathers, added Jackson Hayes, added they re-signed Wooey and Austin Reeves, D'Lo. They got a really good deep squad over there with the Lakers. It's not looking good right now against Denver, but they're still a force to be reckoned with. Phoenix Suns, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, Bobo, they got a really good team over there. The Sacramento Kings, you can't really sleep on the Kings. Really good offensive team. They still got to find defense, but they're still really good offensively. The Los Angeles Clippers, if Paul George and Kawhi Leonard can stay healthy, if they can stay healthy, they are a playoff team. Even if you have one of those, they're still a playoff team. They got Terrence Mann, who I really like. Zubac's really good. He can get you a double-double. Russell Westbrook coming off the bench. He's been doing phenomenal with the Clippers and all that. And everybody been crapping on Russell Westbrook, but he's been doing a phenomenal job. They got Norman Powell. So the Clippers. So those are my top 6.
So mine's in the West. It's gonna be Denver 1, Phoenix 2. I got the Lakers at 3. Got the Sacramento Kings at 4. I still think they got a legitimate shot. Then I got the OKC Thunder. Then at 6, I got the LA Clippers.
Nice. I forgot one more team. Because I only did 5.
Okay.
My last
Okay.
one, the Golden State Warriors.
Okay.
Just the core group they have and stuff, and CP3 added in. Yeah, they don't have size and stuff, but with the core group they have, I still think they're really going to compete right there in the playoffs. You still got Steph and Clay and Draymond, and you got Andrew Wiggins. Hopefully, they give Kuminga more minutes because he's been looking really impressive. So Golden State is still a playoff team.
You ready? You ready?
Yeah.
Shane?
Yeah. So we got that. All right. So we're gonna do our 4.
Hold on, Coach. I didn't get to do mine.
Oh, you didn't do yours?
No, you good.
Really?
You good.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
I got the Nuggets. The Nuggets. Then I got the Nuggets at number 1. I got the Suns at 2. I got the Lakers at 3. I got the Warriors at 4. I got the Grizzlies at 5. And I was being nice by giving the Clippers number 6. All right. Word.
All right. Let's see. Okay. All right. So now we're gonna go into our play-in. So that'll be our 4 teams that'll be in the play-in tournament. So let's see. We got our play-in prediction. So let's see. JP, who you got your play-in?
So I flip-flopped the Heat as a playoff team.
Mm-hmm.
I had the Brooklyn Nets as a playoff team, but they're going to be a play-in team. So I have the Brooklyn Nets. I have the Indiana Pacers. Please watch out for the Indiana Pacers. They are a sleeper team with Tyrese Halliburton, Miles Turner. They got Obi Toppin. They got Bruce Brown. They got Benjamin Mathurin. They got a really nice squad over there in Indiana. I got the Orlando Magic, another sleeping team, because they gave trouble to the Boston Celtics last year. Paulo Banchero, they got Wendell Carter Jr., they got the Wagner boys, they got Cole Anthony, Jalen Suggs is finally healthy too as well. Joe Ingles coming in as a veteran to help with the Orlando Magic, and then Jamal Mosley. He can be in contention for Coach of the Year if the Orlando Magic is really good. And then my last team, I'm going to go ahead and just give it to the Atlanta Hawks. I had the Toronto Raptors, but they lost a lot. But I think the Hawks is going to compete. I think we're going to see a lot better from Trae Young and Javante Murray in that backcourt. And then getting rid of John Collins, you got Sadiq Bey. They just be signed. I forgot the dude's name. Somebody could remember. But the Atlanta Hawks is a playing team. So.
Okay. All right. Mel, who's your 4 in the East?
Okay, I got the Heat at number 7. I got the Nets at number 8. I did have the Raptors, but I put the Pacers at 9. I think with was it Bruce Brown, right?
Bruce Brown.
Yeah, by getting Bruce Brown, I think he's going to do. I think he does well with the teams he do. Like he's one of those ones that, well, they're going to have to now. They're going to have to because he done got paid, so he's going to have to be. They're going to have to pay attention to him. But I got at 9, I got the Pacers, and at 10. I got the Bulls. I don't know why, but I always feel like the Bulls is better. Coach, let me ask you a question. Do you think that by the trade deadline they're gonna trade DeRozan? I'm messing up.
DeMar DeRozan? Yeah. Oh yeah. I think it's gonna happen. I think it's about gonna happen sooner than the trade deadline.
Great. Can you come get D-Lo? Because that's why we losing. Because of get D-Lo right now. Give me DeRozan.
We got too many guards. We good. I'd rather have a 20% Lonzo Ball.
Did D-Lo?
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, I think they're gonna make a move. I think they're at a point where I think they might be on some like a fire sale, like a yard sale essentially, with this team. So yeah, you probably get some guys for pennies on a dollar in Chicago. So in the East, it was in the East. Okay, so I got the Brooklyn Nets at 7, the Atlanta Hawks at 8, the Indiana Pacers at 9, and then the Orlando Magic at 10. I think they're sneaking in. And we talked about them even. I think we did like a similar situation like right after the draft or something, and I had like the Magic kind of slotted. And no, we did that after free agency. That's right. After free agency, we did a top 10 in that one. So shifting focus now to the West. JP, who's your corner playing? It's somebody gonna be left off, and I'd be like, oh my god, it's been like that. I've been contemplating with this all day. I've been fumbling with it all day.
Oh man, it's gonna be like I said, it's gonna be a loaded conference. It's gonna be the loaded conference. Whew. I'm gonna say if all healthy, I'm gonna say the Pelicans. With Zion and Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum, Javante Graham, not Javante, what's his name? God, I forgot his name.
Green. No, not
No,
Green.
no, no. Jose Alvarado.
Graham.
Yeah, Jose Alvarado. That's what I meant.
Alvarado. Yeah, Alvarado. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Alvarado if he stays healthy. I feel like if that's the thing about the Pelicans is just injuries. If they all can stay healthy, Trey Murphy, he's out for number of months though. But if they all stay healthy, they are a really good team. So the Pelicans, I'm still going to give love to the Grizzlies, even though they lost Steven Adams the rest of the season, unfortunately. And John Morant suspended for 25 games, but they still got a nice group. Jaren Jackson Jr. They got Desmond Bain, who is going to definitely improve a lot, and then Marcus Smart. They got that the question is going to be who's going to be the new Dylan Brooks. Is it going to be Zaire Williams? Is it going to be Luke Kennard? Who is it going to be? And then Brandon Clark's still out though, but they're still going to be really competitive as much as they can be and stuff. So I'm gonna say the Grizzlies. I'm gonna give love to the Dallas Mavericks. I feel like with Luka and Kyrie Irving and just them two backcourt, they're just unstoppable, just very skilled. They added Grant Williams, which is really huge for the Dallas Mavericks. They still got Tim Hardaway Jr. They don't really have much size other than Derek Lively, but he's a rookie though. So I'm thinking Dallas is going to be a play-in team, and Luka and all of them got something to prove after not making it last season. The last spot. As much as I like Houston, and Ime Udoka and that team, I gotta give love to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Karl-Anthony Towns finally being healthy, and then Rudy. And they still got Rudy Gobert, Mike Conley. Really great addition off the trade. He finally got a full season with the Timberwolves, and the dude Anthony Edwards. Oh my God!
Oh yeah,
he is a superstar in the making. And then Jaden McDaniels they got from Philly. I feel like that Minnesota team is going to take a step, but like they're still going to be just like a playing. It's just because the West is so loaded. It's so loaded. You just can't. You just can't help it, unfortunately. So those are my four playing teams.
Yeah. Mal, who's your four in the West?
Okay, I got at number 7. I got Houston. At number 8, I got the Kings. At 9, I got OKC. And I got 2 reaches basically with Houston. And at number 10, I got San Antonio Spurs. So as you can see, I don't have the Pelicans, Minnesota, or the Mavs. And I just think that the Kyrie Irving and Luka thing is not gonna work. I think they just trying to find a position for both of them. You know what I mean? And then, like I said, the Pelicans health issues, and then Minnesota. I hope that these teams. This is what I'm looking at. We seeing in the top 6, it's the same teams almost, and a lot of those teams are starting to. There's some new teams there, but there's a lot of those teams are on their way out. And it's going to be extremely interesting to see because there might be some shocks that don't make in that top 6.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the West. Oh my God, the West is gonna be
loaded.
It's loaded, and some people just be admitted. And like I got a case for almost like 12, 13 teams to be honest with people. So
yeah.
So my number 7 seed is actually gonna be the Dallas Mavericks.
Yes.
I think they're gonna turn it around. So I definitely think they'll get there. Number 8 is gonna be the Golden State Warriors, and that's tough considering the fact this is the Western Conference. 9. I can't deny the Pelicans. Even without Zion, they're still good football. I mean, football. They're a good basketball team. And you just think to yourself, like, with Brandon Ingram, you look at guys like Terrence Jones. I think he's going to emerge. He's going to be somebody. Not Terrence. Herb Jones. God.
Herb Jones.
Herb Jones. Yeah, Herb Jones. I think he's going to emerge. And then you just look at that. My final team, the Memphis Grizzlies. So
Yes.
and I'm sorry for the folks in the greater Minneapolis area. Please do not put me in Lake Minnetonka. I think the Timberwolves are out, unfortunately, and it's tough for me to say that.
Hey, Lakers, go get Mike Conley, get him out of there, please. Send D'Lo back there, man. Nobody want.
And like you said, and they're still a good team. Like it's so crazy. Like in the West, in the Eastern Conference, they'll probably be a top 6 team in the Eastern Conference.
That's why I said about the Wizards. That's what I said about the Wizards. The Wizards can easily, if they can figure out a way with Kuzma. Kuzma get an easy 30-point. We know Poole can drop. Yeah, they could be dangerous.
Tyus Jones,
right. Tyus Jones, yeah, and but it's still some good teams in the Eastern Conference too. That's one thing where I find it weird. A lot of people think they could be the worst team in the Eastern Conference. I'm like, I don't know about the worst. I can maybe make them like 12th, 13th, but then you don't know because you think, okay, Detroit, and it's just like Detroit is still a good basketball team. And that's what I'm saying. Like that's crazy about this team. The teams that are bad that we look at it, but they got so many good young talented pieces where it can go either way. And that's the beauty thing about this league where we might have a clear favorite from a champion's perspective or like contenders. But we got some teams that could be like right there in the middle that could just create havoc. But like you said, the Wizards can make some noise, but I know a lot of people looking at them as far as like they could be the 15th in the East. I'm like, yeah, I mean, you got a point, but still, I don't know. It's weird. So
they got the Knicks and the Cavs up there. They can easily slip. It is the Knicks and the Cavs. Wait, my bad.
You just want New York to slip, don't you? You just want New York to slip.
Hey. But so we gotta do we'll name our NBA and Western Conference champions. So who will be the 2 teams that will be in the NBA Finals? So first, I'm gonna go with you, JP. Who will be representing the East and the West?
The East, I would say the Boston Celtics. I feel like just the sting against the Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals. Brad Stevens in the offseason just made moves for days to compete so that they could go to the NBA Finals and win the championship. Because like I said, it's championship or bust this year or next year. And if it doesn't happen in 2 years, they just going to break it. They can't keep the same team, unfortunately, because of the contracts. So I feel like the Celtics. I feel like Jason Tatum's going to ascend to another level. I feel like with the Porzingis ad, that helps a lot in terms of just having a big, because and to stay healthy too, and then having Drew Holiday, who is a bigger upgrade, and Marcus Smart being able to do a lot of different things. Jaylen Brown. Being able to produce and being able to live the expectations of that contract. And so that started, and Derek White, we forgot to mention about Derek White. Derek White and Drew Holiday is going to be dangerous on the perimeter in the backcourt defensively, because guard's going to have a hard time with Drew Holiday and Derek White. And then you got Porzingis, and then Al Horford coming off the bench. That starting 5, you could just make an argument that could be one of the best in the league. So they're going to come off the Eastern Conference. I feel like Milwaukee, as good as they are, I don't know about the head coach yet. I know he's defensive minded. I don't know how good of a coach he's going to be, though. They still can compete. But at the end of the day, Joe Mazzulla, because he got 1 year underneath his belt, and plus you got Sam Cassell and Charles Lee, Boston is probably going to take it in the Eastern Conference. So that would be in the finals. The Western Conference, I don't really know, because it's going to be tough, because there's a lot of teams that could compete.
I know.
I'm going to. I mean, you can make an argument for the Denver Nuggets, but they lost some pieces. I'm gonna go ahead and give it to the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm gonna say the Lakers and Celtics in the finals. We was looking for it last season when we seen the Magic Johnson Larry Bird commercial for Boston and LA. I feel like it's going to happen this year with LA being a really good team. Hopefully, AD and LeBron can stay healthy, and they got really good pieces around them and stuff. So I feel like it, and then LeBron can get a chance to get a fifth ring on his way out. So Lakers and Celtics in the NBA Finals.
Oh, we have a BLA series, a coast to coast one. Hey, we need it.
Yeah.
I just want it. I just want it personally. I just want it personally.
Yeah,
It's a lot. It's a big storyline with that, man. They both got 17.
Yeah,
You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Championship
yeah.
18.
Especially with that show
Yeah.
winning time, they go perfect. If you can I put who I got in the Western Conference Championship coach? I thought it would be great. Can I do that?
I mean, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
All
right.
right. So in the Eastern Conference Championship, I actually got the Celtics versus Philly, and I got the Celtics winning. In the Western Conference, I got the Lakers versus Houston, and the Lakers win. And I got the
That'd be a
Lakers
sweet,
winning.
a
Yeah,
sweet,
and I got the Lakers winning. Yeah,
That's a hot take right there. I like
for
that.
sure. Yeah.
telling y'all, the music gonna be a
Uh,
problem.
Hmm.
yeah. So I got the Boston Celtics winning the Eastern Conference. Like you said, I think Boston, not Boston, but I think I was really high on Milwaukee. But like you said, kind of to your point earlier, JP, as far as the Adrian Griffin situation, then now Terrence Stotts is out in a very peculiar yet weird, almost like mean girl type of fashion, where hey, he wanted to do his thing and they pretty much forced him out because he wanted to do a huddle with the players. That he's supposed to be in another huddle with the coaches. Look, we grown, and this stuff happening this early in the season. It's some stuff going on in Milwaukee that I don't, that's like you said, that's questionable. That's something it's weird. Like to me, I thought that was a situation that could have been talked out and could have been kind of figured out, but I don't know. But yeah, I got the Boston Celtics. Then in the West, I got the Denver Nuggets. I definitely think they'll take care of business in there. I think, like I said, it will be the unsexy matchup, Boston and Denver. I mean, it's what it is. But yeah, that's concerned. So with our NBA Finals picks, so who will win the 2023-2024 NBA championship? Who you got? JP, who you got?
It is going to be championship number 18 in Boston. Just because, like I said, championship or bust either this year or next year. Jalen Brown with the richest contract in NBA history. He's going to be able to produce, and he has a lot of expectations on him. Jason Tatum. With him and Jason Tatum, they average 57 points a game. They're one of the best duos in the NBA. You add Porzingis, like I said earlier, the best available big that you get, and then you have Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday and Derrick White is going to be matchup nightmares for guards, just them on the perimeter. They're going to be pretty good defensively, and then they got offensive ability too as well. Joe Mazzulla is an offensive type of coach and all that, but they're still top five in the offense and defense last year. They're probably going to be the same way this season. And just you got some nice pieces on the bench too as well. Kind of suspect, but they got some nice pieces. Sam Howes, they got some shooting, they got some defensive players. I love they added Lamar Stevens. I love they added what's the dude's name? Oh, they drafted Jordan Walsh, and they got Brissett. They got I forgot, I can't even pronounce his name, but I think it's Sly. He could be able to shoot the ball. So Boston can take it home. Brad Stevens is looking for championship 18, and just the motivation he had. Like you seen with the Damian Lillard trade, he just said, you know what, I'm gonna do one better, and got Drew Holiday. He's like, yeah, we're trying to. He's really trying to win that championship in Boston, and I feel like if they could stay healthy, Boston has a legitimate shot of winning.
Yeah, for sure. All right, what you got, Mal? Who's your NBA champion?
I mean, I'm going Lakers. You know that number 18. I just think that the Lakers is too much like the Steelers. Like you trying to do family. You know what I'm saying? You trying to do family and be loyal. Man, you tripping, man. You better trade D'Lo. D'Lo was horrible last playoffs. You know what I mean? Like I'm watching this game. I'm like, he looks no disrespect. He looks like basketball IQ is like 43. Like, they just using him. You know what I mean? It's embarrassing. Like, he's a shooter. He really, what's bad is like the way they said they had Westbrook in the corner. That's actually what D'Lo need to be at. Just over there chilling. Hopefully the ball come check for nachos and make sure everybody in the front row good. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm picking the Lakers. I think I trust our GM now. I think whatever ain't working, oh, he's going to get rid of you at the trade deadline. You best believe that.
Yeah, I got the Denver Nuggets. I think that they will repeat. Especially, I think as far as I know, Boston probably give them some matchup fits, but I definitely think they will, beat the Boston Celtics in the NBA championship and get their second consecutive NBA championship. So we'll put a bow on our NBA preview. So JP, tell them where they can find you on social media and in the upcoming project, what you got going on.
Yeah, definitely check out my YouTube channel. It's just JP. I finally reached 40K on the road to 50,000 subscribers. I've been putting consistent videos out daily and stuff, so you can check me out on that. I actually got a new podcast coming out. It's going to be every Monday or Tuesday. It's going to be called the Celtics Rewind with another Boston Celtics fan that's really passionate and dope, and her name is Nat, the GM from Who Spaces. You can check me out on Who Spaces on YouTube. I'm gonna be on the Daily Show, be whether on Playback or on X, where you can find me on X. It'd be JP Franchise 57, and just the sky's the limit, man. Sky's the limit for me. So,
absolutely, man. Congrats on the 40K. Once
again,
thank
you, right? Thank you,
yes,
thank
indeed,
you,
yes, indeed, yes, indeed. Maui, what you got?
Oh man, great show. All that good stuff. Oh man, JP, is a pleasure, man. You being here. Great job on the intro. You seem like we think alike and everything. A lot of our stuff was on the straight and narrow. You know what I'm saying? We are trying everything we can not to have the Nuggets in the finals. We don't want that. we don't want that, do we? You know what I mean? But I appreciate you, man. Appreciate y'all having me on too, man. Great success to you too, bro.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah, now pretty much follow the podcast at Couch Coach Live anyway, any social media platform, Twitter, aka X, Instagram. Also check out the website, couchcoachlive.com. Let's see. Also, check out watch the Commander Central podcast, Commanders in the Chat. Social media at Commanders ITC. And that's pretty much it as far as social media wise. I don't think I have any other shows. Oh, I got another one. Well, NFC Beast, you can check this out. That's where we do our we preview the NFC Beast as far as NFC East teams, the Commanders, Cowboys, Eagles, Giants. That's every Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which will be on the Couch Coach Live X page. So you can check us out every Saturday there. And that's pretty much it. And man, we'll catch you guys next week. We'll put a bow on this NBA preview, and we'll catch you guys next week. And we're out.